Welcome to today's session on English language. So we're going to start with verbs. Now, start with action verbs. Okay, action verbs are eat, drink, stand, sit, run, etc. Then you also have auxiliary verbs, which are is, am, are, was. To have, has, had, to do, does, did, etc. So please feel free to chat with me to put your messages in the chat. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so I've conjugated these verbs here. Okay, so for example, the to be verb in the present. Okay, it is am, are, is. The past was, were. Then the to have verb is have, has, had. And in the past, it is had. The present do and does. If you see the third person singular, it is does. Do becomes does. The past, it is did. Then over here, it is eats. And the past, it is ate. Now, there are four forms of verbs. So work, works, worked, work, working, inquires, inquires, inquired, inquired, inquiring, and so on. So these are the ways in which the verbs are conjugated. For example, over here it is cast, 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 burst, 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 cut, 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 shut, 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 put, etc. Then over here it is make, made, etc. You can just go through it. These are tenses. Okay. So this is the V1 form, V2, V3, and ing. Okay. V1 is the present form, V2 is a past form, past participle form, and ing form. Now, in the simple present, we have the V1 form. So this is how the structure I can say. Okay, so we'll see this in detail. How is this applied? Now, what are the things that you do regularly? Can you please mention the chat? mention in the chat. What do you do regularly? Quickly. Okay. I can see audio is a bit unclear. Okay. 1 second. Are you able to hear me now? What are the things that you do regularly? Could you mention the chat? Okay. So the things. Okay. So for example, you say I brush my teeth every day. I don't eat pizza. Water freezes, right? So when you say well, these are all in the V1 form. That is in the verb is in the V1 form or in the present form. We saw this here: work, works, inquires, inquire, lie, lies, tries, tries, right? So usually we use a simple present tense and the verb is in the V1 form. Okay, so action that takes place regularly, never, or several times. And even for scientific facts, we use the V1 form of the verb. Okay, for example, water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. What is another scientific fact? Can you mention in the chat? Could you mention any scientific fact in the chat? Come on, quickly. We have lots to cover. For example, water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Then what else? Yes, Preetham. I can see 10 people in the chat in the session. For example, water dash at 100 degrees Celsius. Water, could you please chat with me? Please interact with me. So we can say water boils, right, at 100 degrees Celsius, right? Yes, very good. Preetham said boils. So this word boils is a verb in the V1 form. It's a fact. Okay. Now the present continuous is something which is taking place right now. What is taking place right now? For example, we are listening to the teacher. The fan is rotating, right? So this is all the verb in the ing form. Let us see the sentence structure. Is, am, are plus the ing form. Right? Now the present perfect, okay, is some action which you just finished. For example, at 9:45, you just ate something. So you tell, Ma'am, I've just eaten some snacks. Okay, so it is have plus eaten, which is the V3 form of the verb. You can see this have or has plus the V3 form. I have just eaten, he has just eaten. So we can see over here, we see eat. Okay. The verb eat, ate, eaten. So eaten is the V3 form of the verb. And then the present perfect continuous is some action which started in the past and continued. Okay. For example, I have been living in Delhi for 4 years. So it started 4 years ago and it still continues and still takes place. Right? So it's not that you're reporting that I'm staying in Delhi right now or I stay in Delhi. You're saying that some action which started in the past and continued. So it has started 4 years ago and then it still takes place. So we can see how these tenses, they can convey a different meaning. One is action that takes place regularly. One is action that's taking place in the moment of speaking. One is something which has just been completed, and one which started in the past and still takes place. Now we go to the past tense. Okay, what are the actions that you did as a kid but you no longer do? What are the actions which you did as a kid and you no longer do? Yes. For example, I've given away, I used to play cricket in college or I used to play cricket in school. What are the other actions? Come on, please interact with me. Yes. Yeah. Play in open grounds. Yes. So I used to play in open grounds, right? So simple past is where we use the V2 form of the verb. Used to, right? So where we use the V2 form. You can see over here the V2 form of the verb. Right? Or some action which just took place once in the past. I ate some snacks 2 minutes ago. Again, that V2 form of the verb. Right? Now, past continues. For example, your friend tells you, I called you yesterday at 3 p.m. Why didn't you pick up my call? Okay, so you say that I was watching a movie from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, you want to mention this duration. You just don't want to say I watched a movie yesterday. You want to mention a duration. I was watching a movie from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. yesterday. That's why I couldn't pick your call at 3 p.m. So this is a duration, right? So you say was plus the ing, or something which took place parallelly in the past, the duration in the past. For example, while I was playing football, my friends were studying in the library. Okay, so again, there's a duration. It's not that it just happened something in the past. Something which just happened in the past is the simple past. I ate some snacks 2 minutes ago, right? Or I played football in school. Something which just happened in the past. Here, it's a duration in the past. Now, past perfect. Okay, supposing you book your ticket to Delhi, okay, and on the day of your journey, you miss your train. So now you report two actions in the past. One is train left, another is reach the station, right? So train left happened first, right? Obviously, train left, then afterwards you reach the station, right? So that is two actions of the past. Now, when two actions of the past are reported, the first action is reported using past perfect tense. And the second action is reported using simple past tense. Okay. So the train had left, had plus V3 before I reached the station V2, simple past. You can see over here, simple past is had plus V3, the past participle form of the tense. Now, past perfect continuous is some action which started in the past, continued, and even got over also in the past. Okay. So, I had been living in Delhi 10 years ago. So, started in the past, continued, and got over also in the past. So, that is the thing. So, you can see over here one action which takes place in the past is simple past, something which shows a duration which took place in the past. It is past continuous. Then something which is when two actions are reported, the first action in the past is reported using past perfect tense, that is had left and then reached, and past perfect continuous, some action which started in the past, continued and got over also in the past. Now, simple future. Okay, something very so we generally use will. I've used will, even though you can use other modal verbs like shall also, but for the sake of simplicity, just using the word will. Okay, I will come to class tomorrow. That is something, a surety, you want to do it tomorrow. Now, future continuous is somewhere, for example, your friend says, I will call you at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, then you say, no, I have planned to watch a movie from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. Do not call me. I will not be able to pick your call. So you're talking about a duration in the future. You expect in the future. Okay. So I will be watching a movie from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. Now, future perfect tense. Okay. For example, you join a course, which is in 2020. And now this course is for 1 year, and gets over in June 2021. So now you can predict that something will be over in the future, right? Future is, of course, uncertain. We don't know what will happen in the future. But when we take up any course, right? For example, a course you're studying now, you can predict when it will get over, right? So you say that I will have finished this course by June 2021. So this is the future perfect, something which you predict will be complete in the future. Okay, so will plus have plus the V3 form of the verb. Always remember future tenses, we use a V3 form of the verb. Then future perfect continuous is something which started in the past, continued, and expected to take place also in the past to some point in the past. For example, I will have been teaching for 10 years by 2023. So it means that the person started by 2013, okay, is still teaching right? Now it is 2020 and is expected to continue in future till 2023. Will have been teaching for 10 years by 2023. So any questions, any doubts, feel free to ask me. Now, there's a question here. Is this statement correct? Yes or no? I'm loving it. Please mention in the chat, is it correct? Yes or no? I'm loving it. I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, Preetham says yes. What about the others? So the answer is no. It is not correct. So this is McDonald's tagline. I'm loving it. It is incorrect. It is incorrect. So love is not an action. It's not an action, right? It's a state of being. It's an emotion, right? It's an emotion. So we cannot put something which is a state of being or a feeling or emotion in the ing form. So the correct sentence is I love it, which is should be in the V1 form, not in the ing form. Yes, that is also correct. I am in love with it. It's correct. For example, if I say the fan is rotating, there is some movement, right? It means it goes, the blades of the fan goes from one point around and comes back to the same point. It's rotating. Or if I say I'm running, it means from one point I'm going to another point. So there is some action. But if I say I'm loving it, there is no action. It's an emotion. So they cannot be in the ing form. It has to be in the simple or the V1 form. Okay. So what are the other verbs which cannot be used in the continuous tense? The verbs of emotion, which is love, hate, like. Verbs of sensation, see, hear, smell, taste, feel. Verbs of present, like am, is, are, are. Verbs of future, like will, will. I'm hating it is incorrect. Cannot say I'm hating it, I hate it. Because again, it's a verb of emotion. It is incorrect to say, so it has to be in the V1 form. I hate it. This is correct. I'm hating it, ing form. This is incorrect. Because there's no action. Or I'm hating it already also is incorrect. I hate it already. Yes. So the correct thing is not he am, but he is. He is a good boy. Now, why is that so? So I showed you in the first thing over there, where when I showed you pronouns, I showed you about how verbs are conjugated, right? So we have the first, second, and third person, singular and plural. I am, he, we are, he is, they are, right? So now if you see the pronoun here, it is I am, we, you, he, she, It, they. So he, am. So he is third person singular and am is first person singular, which is incorrect. It should be is, which is again third person singular. So there should be subject and verb. This is an auxiliary verb is. There should be a subject and verb agreement. If not, there is an error in the sentence. So as I said, he is third person singular, is third person singular. The subject and verb have to be in agreement with each other. Okay. Similarly, boy, the boy plays. The boy is third person singular, plays is third person singular. For example, if I conjugate the verb play, first, second, third person, it will be play, 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 play. Here it will be plays, and here it will be play. This is third person singular. So the boy plays. Right? The boys play cricket every day. My friends, my friend drinks. My friends drink. Now what about this? I eat pizza every day. He dash pizza every day. Yes, very good. Very good, Preetham. He eats pizza every day because he is third person singular. Eats is also third person singular. Now, what about this? Tom and Jerry dash going for a movie. Please answer the first sentence. I'm waiting for your answer. First one, Tom and Jerry dash going for a movie. Yes, it is very good. Very good, Rakshit. So Tom and Jerry together, third person, plural. So that's why are. Now Tom along with Jerry dash going for a movie. What about this? I'm waiting for your answer. It's very good. So Tom along with Jerry is going for a movie. Okay. So whenever you have this conjunction and together, it will be third person plural. But whenever you have words like with, along with, as well as, together with, okay, etc., the verb will agree with the primary subject, okay, which is third person singular. So it is singular. That's why it is. It will not agree with this. Is a additional subject. So don't look at this, something additional, or it is a secondary subject. Don't look at Jerry. Look only at Tom. It is third person singular. So that's why it is. Okay, so look for words like all these things. So the verb will agree with the primary subject or the main subject. Now, what about the third sentence? Tom and Jerry dash my favorite cartoon show. Yes. So don't look at this and. No, I told you and means third person plural. Over here, what is it? Read the whole sentence. It's a show which is single, right? So Tom and Jerry together over here becomes third person singular. That's why it is third person singular. Tom and Jerry is my favorite cartoon show. There are many brands like Marks and Spencers. Okay, Marks and Spencers is my favorite brand. Do not say are my favorite brands. This is. So you have to see the logic of the sentence. You cannot just see the conjunction and say, oh, it is and, that's why it's plural. No. Are they two people? Is it a single show? What is it? Right? So this is what is explained here. Now, what about this? The family dash having dinner together, the first sentence. Now, a family is a group, okay, of people related by blood or marriage. So it's a group. Now, a group, okay, is generally singular. The family is having dinner together. Now, apart from apart from that you say the family, it's called as a collective noun. Okay, you have to see the function of the collective noun. Here it is together, so it's acting as a single unit. So it becomes singular. Whereas over here, fighting among themselves, it's not a single unit. So over here it is are. The family are fighting among themselves. So you have to see the behavior of this collective noun. Okay, so what are other collective nouns? For example, herd of cows, fleet of ships, right? The pride of lions. All things are collective nouns. You have to see the behavior of the collective nouns. So let us see the third sentence. The herd of cows dash grazing together. Is it is or are? Yes, the answer is because it's behaving as a single unit. Now, what about the fourth sentence? The fourth one, the herd of cows dash going in different directions. Is or are? Is quickly Rakshit, Preetham, Jivamani. Yes, the answer is are. Very good. Very good, Preetham. So again, not a single unit. So over here, what I can say is see what is the function of what is it the behavior of a collective noun. Is it behaving as a single unit or is it not behaving as a single unit? So this is what is explained here. Now these are abstract nouns. What are abstract nouns? They are intangible. You cannot touch it. For example, a table. I can touch. I can feel it. Right? But can I touch evidence? Can I touch information? Can I touch happiness? No, I cannot touch it, but I can experience it. Right? It does exist, but in an abstract or an intangible form. Right? So always remember abstract nouns are singular. The evidence is missing. How much of evidence is there? There could be so many pieces of evidence, right? It is singular. The evidence is missing. The information, again, it is singular. So has leaked. How much of information could be? Similarly, water. Can you answer this? Water dash precious. Water dash precious. Yes, water is. It could be the water of the entire world. Okay, but it is still singular. Okay, because it is something which is this is called as an uncountable noun. Even though it's not abstract, it is an uncountable noun. It comes under category of uncountable. Even these are actually abstract nouns and they come under the category of uncountable. Okay, so broadly speaking, nouns you have two categories. One is countable, another is uncountable. Okay. So countable nouns are like, for example, table, girl, boy, and so on. For example, I can say there is 3 girls in this class, right? There is one boy or there is a boy in this class, and so on. There is a table in my room. Can I say there is an oxygen in my room? I cannot say this. This is incorrect. I cannot say that I drank 3 waters. This is incorrect. Right? So these are all uncountable. Similarly, evidence is uncountable. Information is uncountable. I cannot say 3 evidences or the accounts department gave me 3 informations. There's nothing like that. So I can definitely say a cylinder of oxygen. I cannot say waters, but I can say I drank 3 cups of water. So this cup cylinder is called as a count unit. Okay, so we count the uncountable nouns using a count unit. We cannot count it directly. Okay. So that's about uncountable nouns. So because all these are uncountable nouns, they are singular, third person singular. Now, each of the chief ministers of the states dash present in the meeting. So it was a verb. What will come here? I'm waiting for the answer. Okay. I got an answer. Were is incorrect. Each of the chief ministers. So now these are each, everyone. They're called as distributive pronouns. Now distributive pronouns are singular. Okay. So each of the chief. Don't look at this word chief ministers and get confused. Each of the chief ministers. So this is third person singular. This is the subject. So was present. Now what over here? What about this second one? Everyone dash passed the exam. Everyone dash passed the exam. Yes. Everyone has. Very good. Very good. Very good, Pooja. So this third person singular. This is also third person singular. You don't say everyone have passed the exam. Even though you're talking about everyone in the class, okay, it is a distributive pronoun which pays attention to the individual who's a part of the group. Everyone, you're giving attention to the individuals who is a part of the class. Everyone has passed the exam. Everyone has come to class. And so on. So they are singular. What are the other distributive pronouns? Each, every, either, neither, everyone, everybody. All these are singular. Okay, for example, neither of the boys has come to class. So don't look at this boys, you have to look at neither. Neither is singular, so then this also has to be singular. Now what about this? The teacher dashed a report. I'm waiting for your answer. The teacher dashed the report. Yes. The teacher, very good, Pooja. Third person singular, so teacher wants the report. Now over here, the students, yes, want a report. Yes. So this third person plural, this also is third person plural. Now over here, there's a trick. either the teacher or the students. Now, please ensure, please, make it, please understand that both are primary subjects. Unlike, where we had, remember Tom along with Jerry, and then we knew Tom is a primary subject, Jerry is additional subject. So the verb has to agree with Tom. Where both are primary subjects, where teacher's third person singular and student's third person plural. Now, what should the verb agree with? Should it agree with teacher or should it agree with students? Should it be wants or want? Either is singular. Okay, now see, either, only either is singular. Okay, so only either is called as a distributive pronoun. But either or is a conjunction. It's not a pronoun, it's a conjunction. It's different from either. Either is a pronoun. Either or is a conjunction. Over here it is either or. So whenever you have this either or, neither nor, okay, this is another conjunction. Not only, but also. Okay, the verb will agree with the closest subject. Here the closest subject is students. So it will be want. Either the teacher or the students want the report. Don't look at teacher. We will look only at this. Similarly, neither the teachers nor the students, okay, dash the report. What will be the answer here? It is not about either. Over here, the subject is students, teacher or students. Okay, so both are primary subjects. Now, over here, the verb will agree with the closest subject. Yes. So over here, don't look at teachers, look at the student. The word students, so it will be want. This is called as a rule of proximity. The rule of proximity or closeness. Okay, so now we come to articles. We have the last 15 minutes and I will try to complete a little bit of articles and prepositions. Okay. So we have and the. And an are called as the indefinite articles and the is called as the definite article. Now, what is the meaning of this definite, indefinite, and so on? Okay, supposing I and Pooja, okay, so I can see one student I'm just randomly picking. I and Pooja are very good friends. Okay, now supposing it's my birthday tomorrow, so I tell Pooja, okay, I want to go to Lifestyle. Okay, that's the store, Lifestyle, to buy dash dress. Okay, what will come in the blank here? I want to go to Lifestyle, which is a store, which is a store over here, to buy dash dress. Yes. So I want to go to buy, very good, Jeevamani, to buy a dress, right? So she says, yes, let's go. We'll go to lifestyle. So we go to lifestyle. And then I try on one nice purple color dress. Okay. It fits me really well. Okay. So Pooja says, it really looks very beautiful. You should buy this. I say, okay. I look at the price tag. The price tag says 7,000. Okay. So I tell Pooja, no, this is very expensive. Let us see other stores. Okay. So now we go to West Side, we go to Shoppers Stop, we go to Zara, Mango, all the other stores, and I don't like anything. Now, in the second situation, okay, the subsequent situation, I tell Pooja, I want to go back to lifestyle to buy dash dress. What will come here? Yes, it will come. Very good, Pooja, to buy the dress. Now, this is a subsequent situation. Okay, this is the first situation where we don't know which dress I'm going to buy. Even I don't know. Before when going to the store, we don't know. So it is something indefinite. When we talk about something for the first time, when the listener does not know what we're talking about, we use the indefinite article a. But when the listener knows, and Pooja knows, yes, which dress, I mean, you want to go back to lifestyle, I want to buy a dress which is purple color, which is 7,000 rupees. At that time, we use a definite article, which is the. So that is the difference between a and an. Another difference between a and the is a and an are used before singular countable nouns. So I already told you about countable and uncountable, right? So they're used before singular countable nouns. For example, I can say a boy, I can say an apple, and so on. It has to be countable now. The is used before singular countable noun. For example, I can say the boy, the boys, but it has to be definite. The listener should know which boys I'm talking about or which boy I'm talking about, right? The boy, the boys, and I can also say an uncountable noun. For example, the information. The information I receive from the accountant is incorrect. So the listener knows which information I'm talking about. Right? So that is what is mentioned here. For example, I've just mentioned over here the boy. I saw a boy. So it is just somebody indefinite, any boy standing near my house in the morning. So that I introduce the boy for the first time to the listener. Now, subsequently, in the second situation, I say the boy. Now, the listener knows which boy I'm talking about. The boy I saw in the morning has come to meet me. Okay. Now, the boys, it is definite and plural. What about this sentence here? I saw dash boys in the morning. I saw dash boys in the morning. What will come here? Can I say oh boys in the morning? Something indefinite. So I cannot say oh boys, it's incorrect. I can say I saw some boys in the morning. Now some again makes it indefinite. The listener does not know the boys. And it is not an article, it's called as a quantifier. So in this case, we use a quantifier. Okay, so the boys again definite and plural. And the advice our teacher gave us very useful. So the listener knows which advice. It's an uncountable noun. Now coming to sounds, so we already know in written English there are 26 letters, 21 consonants, and 5 vowels. In spoken English, there are 44 sounds. Okay, 24 consonant sounds and 20 vowel sounds. So a comes before a consonant sound. Please note it's a sound and not the written letter. And an comes before the vowel sound. Okay. So what is a sound? For example, we write it as in or a, like in written English, but it's pronounced so differently in different situations. For example, it's pronounced as in father. We don't say father, we say father. Attack, dad. So this is pronounced so differently in all these three words, right? Another classic example is S. We write it as S, but it's pronounced as sir in salt and sure in sugar, right? We don't say salt or we don't say sugar. It's salt and sugar. So the sir sound and the sure sound. Similarly, P. There's the per sound here in pen and the fur, the F, right? The fur sound in phone, right? So it is pronounced so every sound has a symbol. Even though when writing we just write S and we write P and we write A, every sound is so you don't need to learn. This is called as phonetics. You don't have to go into phonetics. You just have to know that something like this exists. Okay, and is used before consonant sound and an is used before a vowel sound. So let us see over here. I saw dash European in the aircraft. Is it or an? The choice is between and an. I saw a European in the aircraft or an European in the aircraft. Please answer in the chat. Okay, Preetham is saying and. What about the others? Come on. And now see, don't get confused seeing this E is a vowel and that's why it is an. Incorrect. This E over here, it's European. It's the year sound, just like the year and yes in year, right? So year sound. So it is a European. It's a consonant sound. Similarly, university, it's a year sound, just like year, yes and year. So the consonant sound. So let's say it is a university. I study in a university, not in an university. Right. What about this? She doesn't own dash bike. It's second sentence. She doesn't own dash bike. Okay, so this is the b sound. So it is a bike. He is an actor. A sound. This is the vowel sound. This is again consonant sound. R. I'll meet you after dash R. Now, even though it's a H over here, which is a consonant, the H in R is silent. So we don't say R and meet you after R, which actually technically speaking it should be, but please understand it's a sound. The sound is that of the vowel. Okay, so the H is silent. It's the vowel sound. That's why it is an R. Yes, very good, Preeta. Similarly, it is an F. It is like this F, F, sound. So it is an F. Similarly, 8 also. An 8-story building. So you have to see the sound of the starting letter, not the written. Don't get confused with the written words. Okay. Now coming to this. This is dash 5th day of our conference. No, as I told you, there are so many vowel sounds. There are 20 vowel sounds. In written, we only say 5 vowels, right? But in the spoken English, there are 20 vowel sounds. It's not just the There are so many sounds. This is the first one, right? Okay. I mean the. So it is the fifth day. This is the first one. This is the fifth day of a conference. The next time. Now this is called as the European. It is the year sound. Just like the year in yes and year. Okay, so it is the consonant sound. It is not the E. Don't go by the E. You have to see the sound, the year sound. Similarly, university. When you open a dictionary, online dictionary, you will find some funny kind of symbols, right? It will be like this or like this. Like those are all like the guide to the pronunciation, or something like this, or something like this. Okay, so what I'm saying is don't get confused with all these symbols. You don't have to learn it at this level. This thing English literature students learn. You just have to know something like this exists. Okay, and it is not by the letter, it is by the sound. Yes, A-E-I-O-U is the written version. The spoken one is totally different. That is phonetics. So you don't have to get into phonetics. Don't worry about it. I'm going to ask you, should we use articles A for vowel sounding words? We for vowel sound we have to use and, not A. So this is not. So for example, and vowel sound, right? And actor. So before vowel sound it is and, before consonant sound it is a. What we learned in primary school was vowel and consonants. It is, because we were very young, they couldn't teach us all this. But it is not vowel and consonant, it is vowel sound and consonant sound. Okay, so before a vowel sound is an, and before a consonant sound it is a. Just remember this. So now this is called as a superlative form of the verb. For example, good, better, best. Okay, good is a positive, better is a comparative, superlative is best. So the best, the most expensive, and so on. Now puppies, okay, we don't write so this is a plural uncountable noun. Puppies are cute. That's it. Water is precious. We already saw this. No article. Now, before a singular countable noun, in a general sense, we put the. The lion is the king of the jungle. Okay. That is what is mentioned here. Now, coming to over here, musical instruments. Okay. So, before musical instruments, we put the. I like to play the piano, I like to play the veena, and so on. But that is when you use it for the real purpose, to play. Now, when you use the same piano to hit somebody, which is not the real purpose, it becomes like any other object. For example, I hit him with a bat, I hit him with a piano. Now we'll just stop with this slide, okay? There is dash water in the fridge to quench my thirst, okay? So now this is in the positive sense. So we'll say a little. What's the difference between little and a little? A little is positive, whereas little is negative. Okay. So there is a little. So it's a quench methods, to satisfy methods. It's a positive context. So we use a little. There is only no article required. There is little water in the fridge. It won't be sufficient. Negative. Now, before diseases, generally we don't put an article. Oncologists are doctors who specialize in treating cancer. No article. Now, however, certain diseases like cold, heart attack, we say Peter has a cold. I had a heart attack last year, and so on. So, yes. Any questions, guys? So, we finished tenses, subject, verb, agreement, and articles in this class. Any questions? So, what you can do is you can just Google consonant sounds and vowel sounds. You will get an entire list. Okay, what are the examples of verbs that consonant sounds? Please understand it's a sound. Okay, and you will get one list and you can just see that list. That's enough for your level. Don't go too much into detail with phonetics and all. Because English literature students take almost 3 years to learn it. You don't have to do it right now. So, any questions? Okay. So, I'll stop with the session now. Feel free to ask me any questions in the chat. Okay. So thank you so much. This was a wonderful. I can see nobody's asked. Preetham has said thank you. So thank you so much for this session. This was a wonderful session. Yes. So looking forward for similar sessions with you all. Thank you so much. So I'll end the session now.